Hello everyone. Ooh, there's my hand there. Lovely. Welcome back. Today we are going to be doing an everyday makeup switch up for autumn. Welcome to my chaotic vanity situation. I did get a new plant. Look at that. Just to add some life to the space, I suppose. She's currently sitting on, I think, an Abby Jimenez book. But it had a green cover, so I don't know. Anyway, so yes, I pulled out my Muji drawers, which I haven't used my Muji drawers in what feels like years. Circa like 2016, everyone had Muji drawers and that was how we all stored our makeup. And then I think naturally people's collections just kind of outgrew the Muji drawer life. Thought that my Muji drawers would actually just come in really handy today for creating a very small, curated, everyday little makeup situation for autumn. Let's tilt you down. Oh gosh, it's chaotic in here. Excuse the suitcase in the corner. So currently I have like most of my makeup in this drawer, apart from my lip products, which are situated just behind me. Excuse the like crazy sunlight. I love this area for the lighting. However, it doesn't make for a very good filming setup because the lighting is a little bit cray-cray. But it's fine, we're gonna deal with that. And perhaps I'll have to move my Muji drawers because they're in a bit of a compromised position with the sun right now. And I feel my makeup might just melt if I put it in there. Okay, my challenge today is to fit a full face of makeup in these two drawers. I think we can do it. It's not gonna be a crazy full face. Okay, think minimal, think curated, think very simple. Because I feel like that's what we're gonna be able to fit in these drawers. Also, excuse my nails. They're not painted. I've started swimming again and I find that when I swim, nail polish just doesn't last on my nails. So I've opted for the no nail polish look. Okay, so let's start with a primer. That's a safe place to start. The e.l.f. Power Grip is back in my life. I went a few months without this and I really did notice a huge difference. I felt like my face was just eating makeup, and I actually really like this specific primer for gripping my makeup in place. I do definitely feel like it helps the longevity of my makeup. So if you are also in that same boat where you just feel like your skin can just eat your makeup, it never looks as fresh and like it did when you first applied it, give this a go. It's really good primer. Not that expensive, about £10, and honestly it's become one of my top favourite makeup products of all time. Okay, the sunlight is either going to make this really aesthetic or like a bit of a pain in the bum. Do I want a foundation? You know what? I actually don't. I'm not going to go in with a foundation. I am going to go in to my Rose Inc. So this is the Soft Light Concealer from Rose Inc. I really like this for giving my skin a little bit more of a natural skin-like finish. I love my NYX one, but it's quite dewy and it works really well as like an all-over kind of product. Whereas I find this, it is definitely more of a traditional creamy concealer formula. I really like it under the eyes. I do find it quite hydrating. I have the shade LX30 and yeah, I really like this. I think it's just a good standard everyday concealer. So I'm gonna add that in. For powder, I've been really loving my Charlotte Tilbury powder. I know I should probably be using my Bite Beauty one because I want to use it up, but honestly, I've just been really loving this. My skin has been a bit more textured lately, and I feel like this powder is definitely the most flattering. If you have texture, dryness, it's really smoothing, it's really thin. So I just find it lends itself really nicely, and it just works with my skin texture at the moment. So I'm going to pop this in. Okay, so bronzer, blush, highlight, etc. Oh, this is where I'm probably going to fill the rest of the two drawers. I love that for me. I feel like a powder and a cream is always what I go for. And I'm actually going to go for my L'Oreal Bronze to Paradise bronzer. This is a really good drugstore bronzer. It's a tiny bit lighter, so I find that it works well in the autumn and winter for me, because I'm obviously not as tanned. I mean, I'm not really tanned in the summer, let's be honest. But yeah, this just has a really nice tone to it. It's really easy to blend, it looks really smooth. And if I want a powder bronzer, this is just a really easy one to reach for. Oh, and look, it fits perfectly up there. And then for a cream bronzer, I've been really enjoying the Rare Beauty bronzer in the shade Happy Soul. This is a really good creamy formula. If you're a beginner and you're looking for a cream bronzer that is so easy to use, super easy to blend, and it's just really effortless, this is a really, really good one. It's not as long lasting as the Nude Sticks bronzer. I had that one in Bondi Bay. That was really, really good for longevity. But we are kind of coming into autumn and winter now, so I'm hoping that my skin won't be as oily, so I can get away with a slightly creamier formula. And yeah, I do love this just for its ease of use, so I'm gonna add that in. My blush straw right now, she's popping off. I have been spoilt with a lot of PR over the past few months, and I would say 90% of that has been blush. So yeah, it's not helping my addiction at this point. I've got some amazing new formulas, and I feel like for autumn, like these are the kind of tones that I am really, really feeling. A really nice kind of dusty mauve, slightly rosy. Just really, really love these tones for autumn. Am I going to put all these in? No, that's excessive because they do kind of look the same. So I'm going to, okay, I'm definitely going to add in my Rare Beauty blush. This one is in the shade Believe, which is a very, it looks quite intimidating, and you definitely don't need a lot of this either. Like, it is a very, very pigmented product, as all of the Rare Beauty blushes are. But this is a stunning mauve shade. A tiny bit goes a really long way, and it does blend out to have a bit more of a pinky, kind of flushed undertone to it. So it doesn't look bruise-like, which sometimes I find with these deeper mauve shades, sometimes they can almost look like you've been punched in the face. So happy to report this one has enough pink in there to counteract that when it's blended into the skin. So I'm going to add this in. I'm also going to add in my Rose Inc cream blush in Wisteria. This is just a really good, easy, super everyday friendly pink shade. This is a really long lasting blush formula. It's quite tacky and sticky, but I think that's why it's so long lasting. The shade is just the perfect kind of, I don't know, everyday pink. It's got a tiny bit of peach in there, but if I'm kind of stuck as to what to reach for, this is always one that I go for because I just love it, and it works with so many different looks. I have room for one more. What are we thinking? Okay, I might go for this one, which is new from YSL. This is one of the Make Me Blush, one of their new liquid blushes. This is in the shade 44, similar to the Rare Beauty, but I think this one has a bit more of a rosy pinkness going on, so a little bit more natural on the cheeks, at least for me and my skin tone. A really long lasting product, and you do have to work quite fast with these blushes. That's the only thing. They do dry down quite quickly, but again, that just means that they last a long time. So yeah, you do have to work quite quickly, but love the shade. Again, it's just a nice mauve, but this one is slightly more pink, a tiny bit more neutral. Okay, so adding my YSL in there. Come on now. Yeah, that works, doesn't it? Okay. So next we just have eyes and lips, which I think we're going to be absolutely fine for this next drawer. So for eyebrows, I don't have a lot to pick from, to be honest. So I've just got my two everyday brow products here. So I've got my e.l.f. brow styler. What's this called? Instant Lift waterproof brow pencil. This just has a tiny bit of a thicker nib. It's a very waxy pencil, so you can really feel it like gripping the brow hairs, and then you've got the spoolie on the other end. Ooh, get it back in there. So this is just what I've been using to fill in my brows, and I have the shade, I was going to say waterproof, but that's just what it says on the top there, neutral brown. A really good shade match for me. My brows are quite big and thick anyway, so I don't need something that's super, super precise. I do wish it was a tiny bit more precise. So if you are really looking for something to create thin natural brow hairs, I don't think this is going to be the one for you, because it is quite waxy and it does kind of go everywhere. But I don't mind it, it's long lasting, so I've just been dealing with it. And then I have the Glossier Boy Brow as well, which is just one of my favourite ever brow products. It's a really good tinted fibre brow gel, gives them a little bit of colour, holds them in place, shapes them, and if I don't want to go in with the brow pencil and I just want something really quick, this is what I will reach for. It's a good one and done. For my eyes, I'm going to add in this Bobbi Brown long wear shadow in Dusty Mauve. So it's a really nice kind of dusty mauve, as the name would suggest. I find this goes really nicely with the blushes that I have picked up as well, because it's in that same kind of mauve family. I really like the formula of these. They're very, very long lasting, easy to blend, and I really enjoy this shade particularly as a bit of a liner because it's a bit deeper. You can obviously wear it all over the lid if you want, but for me personally, I just prefer it as kind of like a smoky liner. I find it really makes the green in my eyes pop as well. So we're gonna add that in. And then this is a bit of a throwback palette for me. This is the Charlotte Tilbury, the Sophistica palette. You can't get much more basic and simple than this, but I think that's kind of why I love it. I really like this warm, kind of like caramelly brown. You've then got a super simple matte, kind of light champagne shade, a deeper brown, and then a cool toned grey brown as well. So it's very simple, but I love just creating a really nice sculpted eye with this. I do like to add a pencil liner as just a nice smudgy option on my upper lashes. So the first one is the Urban Decay Demolition. It's like deep, kind of really nice cool toned brown. A really nice shade for adding a bit of definition, but it's a bit softer than the black. The Charlotte Tilbury Barbarella Brown, which is one of my favourite pencils of all time. So Barbarella Brown is the one on the top. Almost looks a bit darker. But yeah, I really like these two for just a nice kind of easy everyday liner option. I've only got one mascara on the go at the moment. This is my Maybelline Sky High. So this is the one I will be adding into my everyday drawer. I do like this one as an everyday option. It lengthens, it makes my lashes look really defined, it lasts really well, and yeah, it's just a good drugstore option. I feel like a lot of people really like this one. And then lips, oh golly, okay. So I have 2 lip liners, and then I'm only going to add in a couple of other lip products. To be honest, I've been just loving the tinted lip balm life at the moment, but I am going to throw in my Charlotte Tilbury lip liner. Oh, I don't know what shade this is because it's so small. I think it's a Super Size Me. It's a nice everyday pink shade. These are very, very long lasting, and I just love this colour. It's just a good, easy, my lips were better. And then for a slightly warmer option, I bought this last autumn, I believe, and I really, really enjoyed it, so I'm happy to pull it out again. This is one of the NYX suede lip liners in Leon. It's a lot warmer, like a lot warmer, and yeah, it's just a lovely warm shade. I really like this with quite a lot of the more peachy nudes I have in my collection. A really good lip liner formula. If I could recommend one drugstore lip liner if you're on a bit of a budget, the NYX ones are absolutely excellent. I have 2 kind of lip balm options which I have been just using non-stop. These are the only 2 products that I've been reaching for. I might have room to add in a couple more. I might have room to add in a couple more products, but the Laneige Glowy Balm in Berry is just absolutely lovely. These aren't like the most pigmented products in the world. That's kind of the shade there. Not, you know, super pigmented, but I just love the hydration. I love the smell. They do give your lips a tiny bit of colour. And yeah, the smell of the berry in particular is very, very sweet. Kind of like kind of sherbety sweet or something like that. But yeah, really like this. I have the grapefruit one as well, but I'm really happy that I have the berry because yeah, love it. Love the slightly more pinky purple shade. So add that in. And then I have this glorious product from YSL. This is one of the Candy Glow lip balms in the shade 18. This is a pH changing lip balm, which some people, you know, have their thoughts about. Some people hate them. I don't actually think I have any other pH changing lip balms in my collection, so I think that's why I don't hate it, because yes, if you have like 10 in your collection, they're all probably going to be the same, or they're all going to look the same on your lips. I mean, they're probably not even going to really work on my hand, but the smell of these as well, they have mango butter in, and you can really smell the mango. It's absolutely delightful. And yeah, I do actually really like the more kind of bright pink tint that this leaves. But yeah, it is pH adjusting, so if you have a couple of pH changing balms in your collection already, you don't have to buy this one because it is going to look the same. If you don't have one and you're interested, this is a bougie option to go for, but I do really enjoy it. It's very hydrating, and again, it smells amazing. So I do have a little space here, so I could add some more things, couldn't I? I'm actually going to add this lip gloss in because I feel like this again ties in with the movie theme of the video, and it will probably look really lovely with the blushes that I've selected. This is the Prismacolor gloss from is it Armani? Yeah. In the shade 05. This is a really pretty, slightly more mauve lip gloss. These do have a slight tingle to them. They don't claim to be plumping, but they definitely feel like they're doing something to my lips. But I really like this shade. As you can see, it has more pigment than the Laneige, but it's quite similar actually in terms of like the shade. See, that's it there. But really pretty, a really lovely formula, very thin, very buildable, comfortable to wear, and yeah, I really like the more mauve shade. Oh, I do also have my setting spray. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush setting spray, which has hair all over it. Lovely. Can I fit that in here? Oh, look at that, glorious. So that is my new little everyday makeup stash. I think it's pretty good. I think we've done a good job in here. So in the top, I've got my base products. I've got a couple of blushes, bronzers. Really like the tones that we've gone for in there. And then we have my eye lip products, brows, and my setting spray. I think that's going to be just a really good little grab and go setup, so I don't really have to think about anything, which we love. The rest of my makeup in here, I need to give this vanity a bit of a clean. But yeah, so there we go. I really hope that you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you're not already. More beauty, lifestyle content will be coming your way very soon, so do make sure you are subscribed, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.